Today's video is discussing the exotic hand cannon pulse rifle hybrid of Crimson, fires a 3-round burst, heals on a kill, and if you get a precision kill, it also refills the magazine. So this weapon has a bunch of clutch potential. I'm going to discuss how I fit Crimson into a loadout and build around it to play off of its strengths. And to make the most of it, I think you play bottom tree gunslinger. The reason is because practice makes perfect. Enter a trance with each precision hit, reducing the cooldown of your golden gun. If you pay attention to the super, it's at 7:24, 7 minutes 24 seconds. But if I go to Blade Barrage, it's going to be at 6 minutes and 3 seconds, so nearly a minute and a half faster. But you can catch up and get that minute and a half back by simply landing precision hits. And a burst weapon is a lot better than a single hit weapon because you're getting more precision hits per engagement, and that really does add up. So let's look at what Crimson is lacking. Its stability is excellent, but its handling is pretty poor. So there are 2 exotics that I recommend with this. Maybe even 3 if you go Gemini like I do. So you can go Dragon Shadow as usual, or you can go Lucky Pants since it straight overrides the handling. I think both are excellent, and I do run both. I prefer Lucky Pants though because I really like breaking the radar, but unfortunately I don't have throwing knives on an invisibility class, and I also think that knock 'em down is very useful to Crimson. Precision kills increase weapon stability, which you don't really need that much, but it is noticeable, and handling, which you do need. And you can activate this with a throwing knife headshot, or a sniper headshot, or a slug shotgun headshot. So you have a lot of ways of activating this. And I think if your teammate picks up an assisted kill from you, it'll extend the perk, so it's really easy to upkeep. Most people play this subclass just simply for the weighted knife, and that's fantastic for a shotgunner because you have a ranged option to take somebody out. So again, the clutch potential is huge. You lead with the throwing knife, now you have quick draw on both your weapons, you're more likely to win the fight as a result. Maybe you break some radar. Maybe you enter the fight with Dragon Shadow, so you're already starting with quick draw, then you pick up a kill, and now you have quick draw again while you're waiting on your dodge cooldown when Dragon Shadow disappears. So there's that too. Or you can go with Lucky Pants. You don't necessarily have to run it with bottom tree Goldie. If I were to do Lucky Pants, I usually go top tree Night Stalker so I can still have some way to break the radar. But let's really focus in on bottom tree Gunslinger because I think it's a more fun subclass. We also have to mention the super. The super is excellent, better than Tether, better than Blade Barrage. If you land a headshot on one player, you will get a damage bonus that allows you to body shot supers, and it makes the super last forever. So people think they can wait you out, but they really can't if you get one single headshot and play around an objective or power ammo or something. Eventually they'll come out and you still have some juice in the tank to be able to use the golden gun. As for which grenade to use, it doesn't really matter, pick your favorite, but if you go Blade Barrage, I think you go Incendiary Grenade just because of the way that burning interacts with this tree. In fact, I would say the Gemini Gestures that I run is even better on middle tree. I just find bottom tree Goldie to be the superior subclass when specifically talking about Crimson. So yeah, Crimson benefits from the subclass, but the subclass also benefits from Crimson. Perfect synergy. So you have a lot of special weapon options. You can go for something like the Found Verdict, which is the best in slot shotgun, but it comes at the cost of slightly less handling. If you can fit in quick charge somewhere in your build, I think I was building for a BXR last time, so let's fix that. So yeah, if you go quick charge, hover over to this, you get plus 25 handling to your shotgun, which can be very helpful since that's kind of like having one ability for surplus. Surplus is plus 50 at 3, plus 25 at 2, and plus 10 at 1. So I essentially need all 3 of my abilities up for this to feel like quick draw. But with quick charge, that means I can kind of recycle my throwing knife and gambler's dodge together to maintain 100 handling. And if I want to take it even further, I can go with quick access sling, if I can find it here. It's probably right in front of me. Yeah, here it is. Quick access sling. So this increases the, this makes the animation speed faster. It's the easiest way to say that. But I think if you're going an adept, time loss version of a weapon, you go adept targeting because aim assist could contribute to that bullet bending goodness that equals shotgun consistency. So that's the theory right now. Drewski kind of thought of this, and I'm trying it out, and it seems to have some truth to it. I am noticing a lot more frequent shotgun kills, and I can rely on it a little bit more. But I can't rely on it perfectly, which is why I kind of stopped using pellet shotguns altogether. I farmed out this Comedian Adept. This one has hip fire grip, which gives me aim assist from the hip, as well as adept targeting again. So this is a very similar way to play Found Verdict, except for the fact that you're only hip firing. And since this has trench barrel too, if I land a throwing knife hit, it gives me plus 30 handling. If I land a headshot, I get max handling because knock them down. So there are some options here. I think this would be a very fun one to pair with, even more so if you go Dragon Shadow. This is a really good shotgun. Do not sleep on this. If I can't afford quick charge, I don't have quick charge on my armor, I can't afford it, then you probably want to go with a traditional quick draw shotgun like this Retrofuturist with Swashbuckler. Again, you're trying to get throwing knife kills, and that damage does matter. In a pinch though, since a precision kill unlocks the fast handling, knock him down, precision kill, doesn't have to be your primary, it can be anything. That means Crimson is now faster for landing a shot with an already fast Sojo. Let me move to hand cannon targeting here. There's a way I run this. I think I run this with 9 recovery. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. And I swap all this around. I'll worry about that another time. So we'll take shotgun targeting off. Just take my word for it. I have hand cannon and shotgun targeting, but I sacrifice 10 recovery, so now it's at tier 9. An important perk worth mentioning is Focusing Strike. If I land a hit with any melee, it doesn't have to be my throwing knife, it could just be the neutral melee, it gives me class ability energy. So again, whenever I use something like Found Verdict, it really helps. This is an amazing shotgun. So being able to get my dodge energy back faster means I'm that much closer to 3 stacks of surplus. When I dodge near them with Gemini Jester, it removes the radar, which allows me more agency to make plays. Then I have double utility kickstart, get the dodge up as fast as possible. Unflinching hand cannon aim, absolutely essential on Crimson, you'll see why in a second. And yeah, that's about it. If I didn't want to go shotgun targeting, I could always go taking a precision charge right here, so that if I get hand cannon doubles like in 6s, this would be a really good perk. But I do think shotgun targeting is necessary if I'm using a slug. So if I go something like Sojourner's Tale, I'm using shotgun targeting. Otherwise, I'll go something like Retrofuturist or Retold Tale and not worry about that so much. But if it's Trials, I do try to fit the perk and I take the L on recovery. I do think having the consistency matters. I go for 8 intellect because I feel that although there is a noticeable difference between 8 and 9, there's not that noticeable difference between 9 and 10. So I would have taken 9, but I'm very, very satisfied with 8. It allows me to crank up more discipline and use my grenade more often to make plays. The resilience doesn't matter on Golden Gun specifically, so just keep this at 2. You don't want this one, so go 2. Okay, past that, let's just throw on any shotgun and go show this off. First thing I want to show is that you need unflinching because if you play 105 FOV like I do, as you're shooting this and the stability gets worse, it blooms out, that sort of thing, you'll notice that you don't really see the red dot anymore. It gets hidden by the gun model. So as it starts climbing, it's harder to see that model, especially when you're strafing and dealing with the strafing opponent. So let's go see the difference now. Look at the handling speed difference. Now I'm going to get some headshots. There we go. Practice makes perfect ×3. Knock them down. Instantly noticeable. So ×3, ×5. That's where you want to keep it. You want to keep it at practice ×5 for as long as possible. Which means when you duel, be ready, be very aggressive, take the fight. And when you hear that ding sound, that signifies you have knock 'em down, which means you're good to go with your shotty now. It'll be there when you need it. because you're getting that max stow speed from Crimson. Then just so you can see the, wow, Gemini Gesture doesn't do anything in PvE. Get that dodge energy back just for landing a melee hit. It has a couple second recharge. Here, let's see. Throw knife. There we go, got a little bit back. Wait a few seconds. I'm gonna dodge again and then just throw the knife immediately. A very useful tip for my mouse and keyboard players is that you can cancel the throwing knife animation by going into your super. So, for example, throwing knife, super. So, once again, throwing knife, super. Throwing knife. Now throwing knife, super. Cancel the animation. So if you know, like you think someone's about to come around the corner, but they don't, just cancel it. Save it for another day. I don't know if there's a way to do this on controller, but there's probably a way to bind for it. But yeah, let me know how you enjoy this build. I do think the focusing strike on the gauntlets comes up a lot. I do think it helps if you lead every gunfight with the throwing knife. So just, you're in trials, that sort of thing. Lead with the throwing knife, and if you miss, no problem. Gamblers dodge, now they're blind. Now you have time to think about the situation. Because when most people lose their radar, they kind of stand still and don't do anything. So that's 5 seconds of downtime you have to reassess. Yeah, past this, enjoy the gameplay that's in the background. This is a lot of clips of Crimson. I have some even better clips of Crimson that are older than this, but I think these are more relevant to the current sandbox. And there we go. We get our 2 tokens in a blue. Let's go to the helm this time. So yeah, try this out. Try Lucky Pants. Try Dragon Shadow. Let me know which of the 3 is your favorite. For my controller players, I think Crimson handles beautifully on it. For my M&K players, stick with it. And if you're lower than 105 FOV, you're probably going to love this gun. If you're 105 FOV, you will have to fight it because you will lose vision at some points. But I think even despite that, the gun is still worth using because of the clutch potential. Seriously, nothing beats outgunning one person and then immediately outgunning the next 2 because they didn't expect you to re-peek with full health. Also helps that Crimson flinches them like crazy. It's not exactly Ace of Spades level or explosive round level, but it's just a regular. They're not used to getting hit by a slow burst weapon. So anyway, enjoy the clips. I will see you in the next one.
This is their fate. That was inconceivable.